They say that $1 million is the magic number for a perfect retirement. They tell you that once you cross that seven-figure mark, all your worries will simply vanish into thin air. But what if I told you that for 90% of Americans, that number is not just unrealistic, it is completely wrong? Welcome to a conversation about the truth that the big banks and flashy social media influencers do not want you to hear. The reality is that the average person approaching the age of 62 does not have $1 million tucked away in a vault. According to the latest data from the Federal Reserve, the typical household at that age actually has about $185,000 in their retirement accounts. That is a staggering gap between the dream and the reality. If you are feeling a sense of panic or a heavy weight in your chest when you look at your savings, I want you to know one thing. You are not alone and you have not failed. In the next 10 minutes, we are going to look past the scary headlines and the confusing financial jargon. We are going to explore how you can take back control of your future, even if your account balance is not where you hoped it would be. Because retirement is not just about a single number on a screen. It is about the peace of mind that comes from knowing you will never be a financial burden to the people you love most. You have spent the last 4 decades working hard, raising a family, and contributing to your community. You have pushed through the long hours and the stressful deadlines, hoping that one day the boulder would stop rolling back down the hill. But now, as you stand on the threshold of your golden years, the world feels more expensive than ever before. Inflation is quietly eating away at the value of every dollar you have saved. Medical costs are rising, and the Social Security checks do not seem to stretch quite as far as they used to. It is easy to feel like you are running a race where the finish line keeps moving further away. Many people find themselves in a situation that I call gold in the rocks. You might own a beautiful home that has doubled in value over the years. On paper, your net worth looks impressive, perhaps even reaching into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. But as the saying goes, you cannot use your kitchen cabinets to pay the electric bill. You cannot use the drywall in your living room to buy groceries for the week. That wealth is locked away, and it does not provide the monthly cash flow you need to live your life with dignity. This is where the frustration starts to set in. You feel rich in assets, but poor in liquid cash. And that disconnect is what keeps so many people awake at 2 in the morning. But there is a path forward that does not require you to win the lottery or find a hidden treasure. It starts with understanding the real rules of the game in the year 2025. For a long time, the standard advice was the 4% rule. The idea was simple. You could withdraw 4% of your portfolio every year and never run out of money. However, the world has changed. With higher stock market valuations and the unpredictability of the global economy, many experts now suggest a more cautious approach of 3.7%. It might seem like a small difference, but that tiny adjustment can be the difference between a secure future and a stressful one. The real secret to success in this stage of life is not just about how much you have, but how you manage the timing. One of the most powerful tools you have is the ability to wait. If you choose to claim your Social Security benefits at the earliest possible age of 62, your monthly check will be significantly smaller. For many, it might be around $2,000 a month. But if you have the health and the means to wait until the age of 70, that amount can grow by nearly 8% every single year. That could mean the difference between a check for $2,800 and one for over $5,000. That is a guaranteed return that no stock market investment can match. Think of it as a gift you are giving to your future self. It is about trading a little bit of work today for a massive amount of freedom tomorrow. And then there is the magic of compounding, which does not stop just because you turned 55. In fact, this is when the engine starts to run at its highest efficiency. If you have $200,000 invested in a simple index fund that follows the Standard & Poor's 500 and it earns an average return of 10%. Your money could double in just 7 years. Without adding another single penny, that 200,000 becomes 400,000 by the time you reach 65. The first part of the journey is always the hardest because you are doing all the heavy lifting. But at this stage, your money is finally starting to work harder than you do. It is like a snowball that has finally gained enough momentum to grow on its own. Now, let's talk about the practical steps you can take to simplify your life and amplify your wealth. Many people find that their large family home is more of a burden than a blessing. The taxes, the maintenance, and the empty rooms can drain your energy and your bank account. Downsizing to a smaller, more efficient space can unlock hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity. That money can then be moved into low-cost investment funds that charge as little as 0.03% in fees. By cutting out the expensive middlemen and the high maintenance costs, you are putting that money back where it belongs, in your pocket. This is not about giving up your lifestyle. It is about curating a better one. It is about choosing experiences over objects and freedom over status. In the United States and across Europe, we have been conditioned to believe that our value is tied to our job title or the size of our house. But as you enter this new chapter, you have the opportunity to redefine what success looks like. For many, it is about having the time to volunteer, to travel, or to spend an afternoon in the garden with their grandchildren. It is about the Phuc Lang, the blessings of a quiet morning and a heart that is not burdened by debt. Your faith and your inner peace are assets that no market crash can ever take away. I want you to remember that your best years are not behind you. They are waiting for you to claim them with a clear plan and a calm mind. You do not need to be a financial genius to win this game. You just need to be consistent, stay informed, and ignore the noise that tries to sell you fear. The path to a secure retirement is built one small, smart decision at a time. Whether it is choosing a used car instead of a new one or staying invested during a market dip, every choice matters. You have the wisdom of experience on your side, and that is more valuable than any algorithm. As we bring this conversation to a close, I have a small request for you. I want you to take a deep breath and let go of the shame or the regret you might be carrying about your finances. The past is a finished book, but the future is a blank page that you are holding the pen for. Take one small step today, whether it is looking at your accounts or talking to a trusted advisor. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What is the one thing that has been keeping you up at night regarding your retirement? Let's start a conversation and build a community where we support each other with truth and compassion, because we are all in this together, and everyone deserves to retire with dignity and peace. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and remember that your future is still bright. I will see you in the next video as we continue to decode the world of finance together. Goodbye for now, and may your journey be filled with peace and prosperity.